Queen Connect with you ladies. We're always super excited and thankful for Wednesdays, excited to have like something positive to plug into, and thankful that we get to share it with you all. So I know you're in for a treat. Before we get started, I want to go over our mission. It's how we start off every event that we have, especially our virtual events, just so that you know where our heart really is when it comes to RAIN. So our mission is to help women elevate by owning their crown in identity, creativity, and power to build fulfilling lifestyles through passions. We uplift through mind, body, and soul. And if you're a part of this self-love challenge that we have going on, you know for a fact that that we're really aiming to hit all of those areas, mind, body, and soul. So like I said earlier, my name is Kelvana. I've been a part of RAIN since I think it's the inception, since the beginning of RAIN. And it definitely helped me grow and has continued to help me elevate on everything that I want to go towards in life. I started with the nutrition plan. So I thought I just wanted a physical result. I thought I wanted to lose like 10 pounds. You know, everybody, when they want to lose weight, they're like, not really, just like 10 pounds. So I ended up losing 30 pounds, which was amazing to me. Honestly, every time I put on like a pant size that was smaller than what I started with, which was like a size 13. I remember putting on a size 8 and I really couldn't believe it just because I didn't know that that's what my body could do. But the nutrition plan has been amazing, but so has the community. That's really where I started facing some of the things with my mindset and some limiting beliefs. This community of RAIN has definitely helped me build my confidence and building my healthy sip and paints. It's a picture from RAIN up there, the Liddy event. I'm just super thankful for everything that this community has brought into my life. So you might have some reflections tonight. You might have some conversations tonight. If it's not with the queens in the self-love challenge, it might be with the people that you live with. But we just want you to know that in this community, everything is protected. It's a safe space for women to plug into. So we always go over our pledge and commitment statement, just so that you know that whatever we talk about within RAIN stays within RAIN. And our aim is just to help you get 1% better every day. So how this goes is when I get to the blank space, you're just going to plug in your name and you can read along with me. So as a woman of RAIN, I, Kels, pledge to strive for excellence in my pursuit to be a strong and loving woman. I will fight to be better in all aspects of my life with help and support from the RAIN family. I will be responsible to the tasks that I commit to within RAIN and let my integrity show through my actions. I understand that change starts from within. I commit to proper nutrition and fitness for the health and wellness of my body. As I look in the mirror to humble myself, I will become a better support to others and always have their best interest at heart. I commit to the confidentiality of RAIN and understand that the information I learn from my involvement will stay within our group. I will walk in the name of love to the best of my ability. If that's something you can agree with, if that sounds like a tribe that you can be a part of, then go ahead and give me 2 thumbs up so we know it's real. All right, so like I said earlier, I'm super excited for this topic, really about standing out and being set apart. The woman that gets to share tonight, I'm super excited to hear her. She has been through lots of different storms, but she shows up powerfully. Like sometimes I don't know how she does it, but she's so goofy. She's so full of love and happiness, and I know that she's going to pour into us tonight and really deliver a powerful message. So give it up for Miss Sarah Amuli.
Yay! Thank you so much, Kels. Kels, it's been, such an amazing journey getting to know her, and all that, goes on. When you first meet Kels, you're like, is she serious or is she sarcastic? Is she petty or is she, But as you get to know her, you just love her personality and all of who she is, which is a whole Black unicorn. So thank you, Kels. Hi, ladies. I'm so excited to be on here with you all and just to share with you guys whatever is on my heart for tonight. Like Kel said, I'm Sarah. I've been a part of this amazing sisterhood and community for 3 years now. And what a journey it has been. Really, my overall journey started when I was just looking for a way to lose weight. I was, a recent grad. I was super uncomfortable in my body, overweight, wearing the frumpiest, flabbiest clothes you could think of at 22, 23 years old. And so I started my journey to just get rid of that extra weight that don't nobody want or need, and to just feel confident in my skin again. But once I started that journey, I knew that there was so much more. I knew that I had much more inside of me, or so much more than just the physical weight that I needed to shed and get rid of forever. And that's when I was introduced to my beautiful sisters of RAIN. And from there, from just doing exactly what some of you guys are doing, if you're part of the self-love challenge, is working on yourself so that you can shed that extra weight that you do not need in your life. And that's exactly what I did. And I found, these sisters found me at one of the most unfortunate times, but it was perfect timing for me in my life. It was about 2 months after my mom passed away from breast cancer. And that's my beautiful mama up there on the right corner. And it was a point where, as a young adult, I was still getting to know who I was, but I lost a sense of that. And so my sisters helped me to just be me, to be able to have a platform where I can speak and express myself with zero judgment, where I can really truly know who Sarah is as a young woman, stepping into her purpose, stepping into her own. And so having this sisterhood, having, that safe place where I can be myself, it really helped me to just continue to grow in all areas of my life, especially on my mindset and soul growth. And so I'm forever thankful for this. And I have, a picture of myself there. I lost 22 pounds in my first 90 days. So once I made that happen, I was like, oh, this is real. You hear about the things and you're like, sometimes you're like, is that thing for real or are they faking? They got actors in that after picture or what? But like once I was able to really do it for myself, I knew it was real. And if I could do it, anybody else that I, have in my life, my sisters, friends, they could do it as well. And it's just been, better ever since then. And then the picture in the middle are my sisters, my crazy, incredible, amazing, get on my last nerve sisters, every single one of them. And I am the middle child, and I will talk a little bit more about that, but I definitely wanted to include them there because just like my mama, those women right there have been such a pivotal part of my growth, my journey, my testimony, my story, and part of this topic as well. So that's enough about me. We're going to get right into it. So, the topic for today is set apart. And it's really being set apart in a way that sometimes you don't really understand. It's being set apart and being different in the best way possible, but in the scariest way possible. And it's also being set apart because you were not meant to stand in, you were not meant to be in the middle of the crowd, but you were meant to really stick out and to be your own woman. And that's really what this is all about. Oftentimes as we're growing up, as we're moving through life, as in childhood, in young adulthood, in womanhood, there are so many opportunities. We get so many opportunities to be a part of the crowd, to just be another student, another number, another part of the family. And oftentimes we're not given that many opportunities to really embrace that we're different, to embrace that we were created to be different. And so this is really what the whole topic is all about. And a part of growing up and a part of, being in a family, being in school, being in a job, you learn how to conform to the ways of others. You learn how to be, a member of society, quote unquote, but you learn to be just like your coworkers. You learn how to be just like the other students, raise your hand when you're supposed to, speak when you're supposed to. And even in your family, like within your family dynamic growing up, you easily learn where your role is. And this is that little square that you fit in. And when you try to be different or when you try to move different, it feels completely weird because that's where you were placed in. So I really want to speak about why trying to stand out or be different feels uncomfortable to us. Like feel like trying to whenever you're in your childhood, whenever you're growing up and you're trying to be different, it feels so hard because there might not be somebody else who is like you who's trying to do that same thing. There might not be another child who sees something and is like, that is wrong. That does not feel right. But you're a child. What do you know? What can you say? What can you do? How can you really express yourself so that you're heard and so that you're seen? And it really, like I said, starts from childhood. And one thing that we've learned over the years is to really be quiet and quiet our voice and allow others to shine. And that's, that's an easy thing to do. For example, like for me, I grew up in a single parent household, with four other sisters, being the middle child, right smack in the middle, having two sisters that are older, two sisters that are younger. And everybody kind of has their roles, everybody has their personality types. So, the older siblings, if there's any older siblings in there, you kind of take charge. You are the head honcho, you get everything done, you are on it. Like the children or the younger ones, the babies of the family, they tend to kind of take on that I need everything. They get a little bit more attention because they're the baby and they tend to get babied for so much longer. And then for some of my middle children out there, you tend to kind of be the person who tries to keep the peace, the person who is a little more quiet than the other, the person who we all know gets labeled kind of the black sheep because you're made a little bit different. And so that was me. I was the quiet one. I was the weird one. Still to this day, I've learned to definitely embrace it, but got the title of being, the weird, the black sheep, the quiet one. But with that, I had ideas or I had different thoughts or I had a different way of doing things and making sure that I am lessening the load of other people and kind of taking on a little more. So I became like a sponge. Whatever issues that I had going on, I put that down. I like took that on as opposed to letting it out, as opposed to sharing it with people. Whatever ideas that I had, I did not feel right like sharing that, whether it was in school, whether it was home. I felt like I had to just really keep that to myself because as a middle child, I'm not going to be a burden to others. I'm not going to use my voice because that's different. That's too much, and I don't want to be too much. Like, I know, like, I'm sure there's, women in here who at some point in your life, you felt like I'm too much. Like some people couldn't handle whether it's your personality, whether you're too hyper, whether you're too loud, whether you're too smart. There are at some point in your life where whether it's your family, your own parents, your siblings just told you you were too much. Go ahead and sit in the corner. We don't want to hear about anything. We don't want to hear about your ideas. Or whether it was in a relationship as you got older, you heard that, oh, you're too much. Like, this is too much for me. I can't handle this. Or it's not you, it's me, but you talk too much, or you're too emotional, or you're too needy, or all these different things. And hearing that all of those things kind of pile on and together, they make it so that we don't feel comfortable really sharing our true emotions. We don't feel comfortable sharing our thoughts and all that we have going on. And that's just a part of it. And another part of it is oftentimes as women in general and women who are set apart, we feel like we have to dim our light and put ourselves like, turn down our light a little bit so that we can let others shine. As, somebody who's a lover, a helper, a sister who wants to help everybody, or if you're we're given the role of the one who has it all together. And so you can take on more, you can help everybody else. We kind of tend to dim our own light or put our shine down a little bit so that we can let others kind of take on that spotlight because you know what, I'm the helper, so I can take on a little bit more, to the point that we're taking on too much. And so our light gets, turned down a little bit. And so we're not shining as bright as we know that we can't be. And with that, it's just really made us feel uncomfortable. It makes you really question, like, am I playing so small that now I'm not even sure who I am? Like, am I playing so small that we hear all this, like all this all the time, where I don't, like, some women will say, I don't even know what my purpose is. They can list your roles. They can list their roles all day and night. They can let you know, oh, I'm a sister. Like when you ask them, who are you? What are you made for? They're like, oh, I'm a sister. I'm a mother for anybody that's a mom on this call tonight. I'm a friend. I'm a wife. And so we get all these different roles, but it's like, no, who are you? Who are you? And so that's where we get a lot of like questioning about, well, who am I? And when you really think about it, you're like, well, that kind of started when I was younger, where I thought I knew who I was, but because I've had to be quiet in more ways than one, I'm not really sure who I am. I'm not really sure how I can use my voice. I'm not really sure where I can really have a platform or an opportunity to really share the gifts that I was given. And we see that time and time again with women, and we learn to not really embrace who we are. We learn that, you know what, like I was told that I was too much, or I was told that I was too weird, or too quiet, or too loud, that you're like, dang, should I even be weird? Like, should I just be weird by myself in my own house? Or Jenny that's going like this, like, should I be, weird in my own apartment by myself? Or like, what can I do? How can I truly step out of the box? And one thing that I really definitely want to point out is that by you being here on this call tonight, by you being, if you're a part of the challenge, by you being in the self-love challenge and saying yes to yourself, that's you stepping out. Because how many women do you really know that are taking part in anything like this? They hear transformation challenge. They're like, all right, cool. I could lose 5 pounds. I could get rid of this. We hear all that. I can get rid of this little belly and then I'll be good. But how many women do you really hear when they hear or even like try to comprehend all that they get within like this challenge or these calls, that you're working on your mindset, you're working on forgiveness, you're working on your vision, your purpose? How many people are they like, oh, nah, I'm good, I'm good. I know it's only $20, and a little, nutrition plan, but that's too much. All of a sudden, I don't have the time, or I can't do this. I don't have the capacity to hold another thing, because they're scared about what they're going to unveil. So by you being on this call, you being a part of the challenge, you're already stepping out and showing how set apart you are. Because in whatever roles that you hold in your life, whether you're a mother, a sister, a wife, you're you have another light shining down upon you. But when you're taking part in things like this to really work on yourself, you're showing your children, you're showing your loved ones, like, you know what? Yes, I'm these roles, but I am me first. I was created with my own purpose and with my own walk that I have to unveil. Like, I am no good to any of you. And so I'm going to I'm going to step out of what's comfortable for me. I'm going to step out of what's normal for a lot of women. And I'm going to do this 21-day challenge. I'm going to join this call and be a part of the sisterhood and really see how set apart am I? What is truly different about me? Because if nobody's told you yet, whether you believe in God and Jesus or not, you are made with a purpose. You are made for a purpose and with a purpose, and that is something that nobody can touch. And whether you really know, like, okay, what is my purpose or not, the fact that you're able to like take this step and this step forward is showing that you are set apart and that you're ready to unveil that thing. As scary as it sounds, just showing that is like you showing up for yourself. And one thing that I really want to share was that standing out takes courage. Standing out and stepping out of, your comfort zone, it takes so much courage. And it's something that really, it's a risk, but it's definitely a risk that's worth taking. Like, it's actually not a risk at all. It's more of an investment, but we just going, a lot of people will call it a risk just to make it easy, but it's truly an investment into yourself and who you are. And it's just, whenever you're taking like that step forward to really be different, you're also allowing other women or other people, anybody in your life, to do that same. When they see it, whether you know it or not, there is somebody in your life that's looking to you and it's like, oh wow, like I see that there's something in there. There's some kind of light in there. There is, something that she's already showing, that now she's really working for it. Like, she's doing this self-love challenge. She's eating her veggies, if that's you. She's drinking her water. She's getting on these calls on Monday nights, on Wednesday nights, and doing doing it. So we're like, okay, if she's doing this challenge for her, what can I do for me? How can I do something that, is allowing me to step out of my comfort zone, that it's allowing me to be set apart? Like, I know she had it in her, but now that she's doing it, like, how can I do that for myself? And so like if this is too hard for you to understand for yourself, if this is like, oh dang, I don't want to be selfish, then do it for others. Allow yourself to set, to stand out, allow yourself to get uncomfortable so that you can show others. I see some babies on the call all the time, but just think about it that you are doing this for yourself, but you're doing it for your babies as well. Because they're seeing you, do it. They're seeing you work out. They're seeing you come on these calls. They're seeing you share. Well, if you're on those Monday nights call, they're seeing you shed. And so that's allowing them to really step forward and to be different as well. And the last couple of things is whenever you first go on that journey to stand, to be set apart, whenever you start going on that journey to discover who you are, you will not have, people supporting you along the way. Like not always, you might have, your really best friend, or you might have your significant other sometimes, like supporting you and, saying, yes, girl, like you got it, you can do that. But other times it will be the people who start off as strangers. Like, these sisters on here on this call, the Rain Queen leaders, the other women that are doing it, they might start off as strangers, but they might be the first people who actually support you. And when you start this journey to do it for yourself, the people they might not be there in the beginning, but trust and believe that when you start to really look at yourself and start to walk in who you are, the people will come. You will not be, first of all, you're never alone, but you will not be alone forever once once you start to really step into who you are, because the people who are meant for you will come. They will come. You are not alone, sis. You got 24 other people on this call. And the last thing that I really wanted to share with you all is that you really have a power within you to be better. But one thing that you really have to do is push past the level of being comfortable. And I hear people saying it all the time, like, in order for you to grow, you have to get uncomfortable. But it's more than that. Like, even if in your life you think about a situation or a circumstance where you felt like, yes, I stepped out and I tried it and I failed, but I can probably say that you tried just enough to fail just a little bit. You tried just enough for you to get singed a little bit, not burned, not all the way, because where's the burn marks? Where they at? Like, you tried just enough to literally be like, feel the heat on your skin, but you did not try just enough to really fail and know what it is to be like, all right, now I know that, this didn't work and I'm going to go in this direction. So one thing that I'm really asking is, step out of your comfort zone, push past your comfort zone, push past the area where you stop, where you're just uncomfortable, and see what truly happens. And, in my life, like, I can literally list off the different circumstances and situations that I've had that, made me who I am, coming here as a refugee to this country, being born in Africa, coming here as a refugee at 7 years old, having a little card with my picture on it that said, refugee and some random alien number, and literally like a number, and having that, or being, that like status for probably weeks or months, being here and being placed in housing, not the greatest of areas, with, with mice and insects and roaches and all this, like being in a 2-bedroom apartment for 4 or 5 years with my mom and my sisters, going through all that, having to learn the language, having to, get accustomed to all that, seeing my mom work day in and day out at a factory that she worked for 15, 16 years until she got diagnosed with breast cancer, literally making minimum wage, but somehow making it just enough that we never lacked anything. Like, having that situation and being, us girls working together, and then to lose her and have to kind of start all over in who I am, all of that, like, and there's so much more in there, but all of that made me who I am. And so now I've been getting to a point where I'm like, okay, Sarah, you got to push past that level of feeling uncomfortable and see what's on the other side, because you didn't go through all that for nothing. You did not experience all those things for nothing. There is so much more for you. And just with me, like, this is a call for all of us. how and when are you going to push past the point of being uncomfortable so you could really step into who you are and be set apart as you were meant to be? And so that's all I had. And I get to, pass it on to my amazing and beautiful sisters to share. And I cannot wait for you guys to hear from them. Like, we are so complex and incredible and beautiful. And, like, we all bring different stories and different pasts and backgrounds with us. And this beautiful queen is up first. So come on up, Miss Nikki.
Hey, what's up? Great job, Sarah. Just super incredible. I learn more and more about you every time I get on these calls. And it's just amazing to continue to get to know you. Hopefully I get to see you and meet you and be in your presence. But even on these calls, without knowing you, I feel your presence. So I'm just thankful for you guys, so much. My name's Nikki, you guys. I've been a part of this great sisterhood for only, I would say, 3 months. But I've known some of these women for like 5-6 years, but I'm still continuing to get to know some of these women. But my journey, my transformation journey, my health journey, whatever you want to call it, started back in 2015. I wanted to lose weight. I came into a gym that I was invited to, and I got on my nutrition plan and dropped 25 pounds within the first, it was 40 pounds within the first 4 months. But right now, on my journey right now, and I'm down 25 pounds right now, y'all. So, and still going for more. But just like, I love what Sarah was talking about, being set apart. I'm gonna tell you, being a part in a military family where you're traveling all the time, you try to, make friends. And when you try to make friends back when you're little, it's hard because, it's like you just want to fit in. I need to fit in somewhere so I can make friends. And I grew up, as soon as I moved to Arizona, I grew up doing that, like trying to make everyone happy, not saying the right thing. Or not making people uncomfortable, even though I don't agree, I still agreed because I don't want to lose my friend. And it didn't hit me until I got, into my honestly, like in my late 20s, where I was like, I don't care. I got to the point where it was just like, I don't care, and then being a part of the sisterhood makes it even easier because, they hold for you, they talk to you, they give you the truth that you need. And also they make it comfortable for you to be who you are truly meant to be. And I love this sisterhood because I can be myself. I can keep it real, but they can also keep it real with me. I mean, I know I'm set apart for something different. I'm not like anybody else. You're not like anyone else. And I feel that being a part of this sisterhood has allowed me to find my identity. It's allowed me to tap into my purpose. It's like literally engaged in my purpose, which I absolutely love. And I just cannot wait for, what's next to come. So thank you for listening to my share.
Yes, Nikki, so good. What up, queens? I am proud of you, Sarah, for really just pouring your heart out to us and sharing more about you, but really truly allowing us to see the power in being set apart, the power in embracing all that we are. So I'm grateful to be here with y'all. My name is Amanda. I definitely have been a part of this sisterhood since it started. I'm grateful to roll with my girls and just get better. It all started because I really wanted to be the light that I desperately needed. We all need a light in our life in some way, shape, or form. And prior to getting on my health and fitness journey, I was just trying to be that light. I was just trying to help somebody smile in the middle of the night, like on Raquel, she could get on here some other time and talk about Twitter after dark, but she used to be Twitter after dark posting some things that I was not agreeing with. So I used to be on Twitter after dark talking about, you're beautiful, you don't have to go home with him. I was trying to like be the difference. So funny to think back to those times, but this was now 10 years ago. And I really wanted to help women see that they were valuable, but honestly, it was because I was trying to help myself see that. I was always around women who didn't believe that you could necessarily be in a relationship where everybody's faithful, or, that you had a cheater, they had a cheater, somebody was doing dirt. And I've always just thought different. And so when I really started this journey, it was really about being the difference. How can we be the difference? How can we embrace difference? And I didn't realize that nutrition and fitness were going to help me at all in my journey. I thought self-love was eating the most burritos, taquitos, enchiladas that you could, right? Because you loving yourself and making yourself feel good. But I learned that loving myself through proper nutrition is the game changer. It helped me even set myself apart even further, because most of the crowd goes in the way of just fast food and eating what you want, right? Living on the edge. And so being more disciplined, it taught me how to be more disciplined, would just continue to set me apart. And in that, it's been a really beautiful journey, y'all. I've been able to lose 23 pounds, put on 27 pounds of healthy weight. That is great, but that's not really even what it's about. It's about these women here in this picture. It's about this man that I get to spend my life with. Like, what has being set apart brought for you? And in my life, I can tell you that I actually would try to push away the fact that I was different. I didn't really want to fully accept my anointing because it was different. I'm too godly for people. I'm not godly enough for them. These people are judging me because they felt like I shouldn't post that kind of picture and I wear my clothes too tight. But then these people are judging me because I'm too godly and holy and trying to act like something. And then I'm too like competitive for others, and my mouth is too loud, and I'm too sharp for other people. And it just got to a point to where I was like, man, if I continue to live my life trying to be accepted by these people, I'm going to forever be running from the truth of what's inside of me, because I love Jesus and I'm a little bit hood. It's just who I am. And so if I try to be too much of one or the other, I'm not being myself. And it's not about trying to be anything. It's just about embracing all that you are. So I can tell you that this topic is one that absolutely touches me deeply, because I find and I feel like I'm set apart alone. And I can tell you that when you're on a journey of being set apart, you do feel alone sometimes. Sometimes you do have to embrace your difference, and that difference is different. Sometimes I'm set apart in my set apart group. It's just what happens. And the more and more and more that I grow, I learn I'm more set apart. I finally found some girls that we were all cool, right? Single, living our life, built a sisterhood, chose to just, live life and have a good time, play phase 10. We started just living, right? All of our sisters right here in Rain, many of them that are in Phoenix. That's why a lot of them are smiling. Then I got married. Then I was set apart again, right? And so it was like they're all going hiking and brunch, and I'm like, oh, they forgot about me. I'm the reason why they're together, right? So set apart, it's just part of the call. It's just part of the design. It's just part of the difference. And I believe that we're going to continue to be set apart. But what I truly, honestly know that set apartness is elevation, transformation. Because every time that I look at why I'm set apart, it's because of something that I prayed for. It's because my conversations elevated me a little bit more. And then, there is enough room at the top for all of us, but not everybody's trying to work and do the things that make them different to get there. So therefore, sometimes it's lonely when you're elevating. And I'm not just talking about in money, I'm talking about in life, in mindset, in just not being average, mediocre. And so I just give it to you ladies for choosing to be set apart. I'm excited for this next beautiful queen to share, because she is absolutely somebody that embraces her difference. And I'm grateful for it, because as I'm set apart, she's set apart, but we set apart together. So we get to rise together. I love you, girl. Here's Jenny.
You guys only knew. We had a crazy day today. I feel good. Got a little delirious, but it's okay because we're set apart. But like she said, my name is Jenny. I found these beautiful sisters 3.5 years ago in a time where I needed them more than I ever truly realized. I was just broken. And although Amanda's talking about this like nutrition plan, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm so glad I got out of my own damn way, ladies, because I've been able to drop 24 pounds, go from a size 16 to a size 9. But the biggest thing is the confidence that I have found. Like, I posted a picture on social media today, and it was me in a swimsuit. When I moved to Arizona 8 years ago, I didn't wear shorts. It's 120 degrees out here in the desert in the summer, y'all, and I wouldn't wear shorts. So these women have helped me. I know, I see that look. Calvana's like, you crazy. Yes, girl, that was me. But these women have helped me to really see just the beautiful person that I am. And I can tell you that I have never felt like I have fit in. I have always felt different. And growing up, that was like made to be a bad thing. So in elementary school, when I didn't feel like I fit in, it was like, you have to change who you are to fit in with the friends who are around you. those situational friends. Then in high school, I kind of found a group I fit in with a little bit better, but still didn't feel 100% comfortable. In college, listen, I did not feel like I fit in with them. I adapted to what they did, eventually started to drink with them. Then I realized within the sisterhood that I don't actually like to drink. I just did it because that's what my friends were doing. And it didn't pressure me, but I felt like in order to fit in and to have something to connect with them, that I needed to drink. A year and a half ago, I was like, I don't even like drinking, so I haven't drank. And it's not even something I miss. It's not something I crave, because it was never truly who I was. I was just doing it to try and be a part of a group. And I can tell you that it was painful growing up. I'm not going to lie and say that it was easy, always feeling like I was more mature than my friends. And part of that is just living with a single mom, having to grow up a little bit quicker than some other people. But I was just like, I don't understand why you did that. Like that was so stupid. So it was painful for me growing up sometimes because I just couldn't relate to them. But finding this sisterhood, like I was emotional listening to Sarah talk and the other ladies share, because this is the first place where I feel like I could be 100% myself. I've gotten to learn who I am through this sisterhood and take away the masks. Like it's like peeling back an onion, like, oh, that's not me, that's not me, that's not me. And I can tell you that Sarah is one of the only people who brings out my complete weird side. Like if you guys are in a room with us, I know Cass has experienced it multiple times, people be looking at us like, what is wrong with you two? And it's just who we are. And there's so many times the other queen leaders don't even know. Me and Sarah will be doing something across the room and nobody notices, but me and her are freaking dying. But in the past, I wouldn't have done that because I would have been afraid of judgment and fear and people to not like me. But now I'm like, this is who I am. You can love me or not, but I'm still going to be mean. But I couldn't say that before because I didn't realize how beautiful it is to be set apart. Being set apart is a blessing. Being anointed and having that calling over your life, I'm so freaking grateful for. But I'm so grateful for this sisterhood to really embrace it. You know, like I have never found sisters who will hold me when I'm high, hold me when I'm low, when they see me potentially making a mistake to call me out, but they never judge me. Society is full of a lot of times women who judge each other, but we don't, because we see that we are set apart and that we are different. So I could talk about that for hours, but I digress. We're going to go into what are the next steps for you beautiful queens on this call. The first one is we want you to join our squad. You are on this call for a reason. You are set apart. You have been called to us. You're not here on accident. You're here on purpose. So we want you to lock arms with us to help impact other people's lives. All of the queens that you heard speak on this call, we all have a side hustle. We all are health coaches, also empowerment coaches really is what we're really good at. But we help other women make an additional income by helping other women get results and empowering them to be their best selves. And you know what? You know someone I don't know that who needs this in their life, someone else who is set apart that is called into this. And all it takes is you extending an arm, and then you get an additional income off of that, which is so beautiful. So the second step for you is to schedule your one-on-one queen elevation call. It's just to talk about what are your goals? What do you want to work on with your mind, body, and soul? This conversation is the one I had with Amanda, and I just like laid all my cards on the table. And she was like, okay, great. This is how I can help you. And my yes to that one conversation, that one yes, changed my entire life. I cannot tell you how drastically different my life is 3.5 years later. And I don't even want to think about where it would be if I hadn't found these ladies. And then the third thing is, excuse me, to join and invite to our Queen Connect, our sisterhood Zooms next Wednesday. Our topic is going to be about turning your passions into a profit. So taking what you love to do, and now let's help you make an extra income off of that. It doesn't have to be a full-time thing. Most of us do this part-time. So it can be just your part-time side hustle, doing something that you already love and making an extra income from. I don't know about you, but I want to get paid for things I love to do, not things I have to do just to put food on the table. So ladies, it was so amazing to be with you tonight. You guys can unmute yourselves, say good night, and we will see you next week.
Good night.
Good night, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.